G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. Now if you love this bloody good content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and let's get right into it. I think my girlfriend may be a scammer. Well, I'm probably an idiot for asking this, but I made this throwaway account to keep anyone's identity safe just in case. I, male 22, am concerned my long-distance relationship girlfriend, female 25, of 8 months, isn't real and is possibly a scammer. This should be an open and shut case, but my mind has been fighting what my heart wants to believe, so I turn to you strangers of the internet to get some advice and perspective. To make a long story short, we met through Instagram with her reaching out to me and then transitioning to WhatsApp by her suggestion. After a few months, she confessed to liking me. Me, someone who hasn't been with someone for years, accepted. She was excited and has been saying that she wants to move to where I live to be with me since we've been together. However, despite these claims, we have never spoken on the phone or through video call despite my asking. She had said that we would soon, and then soon never came, multiple times. And the only thing I've been able to glean from her is that she's a crypto investor. To keep things brief, here are a few of the things that have been adding to my doubt besides the maybe next time / when I'm free. All her photos look like they're taken from a third party, even some of the selfies look too well modeled. Large, intricate tattoos on large areas that are in one picture and gone later. She claims they were fake and she washed them off for her next one. Has changed her WhatsApp number 3 times in the span of 2 days to avoid creeps, which could be true regardless. Asks me for gift cards. Has avoided giving me names of her family and friends, stating that I'll meet them one day. Wanted to get me to invest in crypto for our future, despite my hesitation. Wanted my bank account details to deposit a check, wanted me to open a second phone line for her to use, and lately, sending 1 or 2 messages in the afternoon, and then disappearing for the rest of the day, and sometimes all of the next day. I know I should probably be able to tell myself, but my heart really wants to overlook all of this, and makes me scared that if she is real, then I would be ruining things. So, good people of Reddit, any advice? My man, as soon as she said, let's move this to WhatsApp, you should have been out of there straight away. In my honest opinion, nothing good ever comes out of WhatsApp. Obviously, there's exceptions where it's like family groups and people you actually know going onto WhatsApp. I feel like that's the exception, that's not the rule. Most people trying to get you on WhatsApp are just absolute scammers. Sorry OP, you've been fooled. Now in the comments, tell her that you have a medical emergency and are desperately trying to scrounge up $500. Watch how fast she vanishes. Yes, OP, ask her for money, gift cards, a phone, etc., and then gauge her response. Update us and let us know. And yes, this person is scamming you. Here's an idea, my guy. Why don't you read your post back to yourself and pretend that you're an objective outsider? Then answer whether you think the person the post is about is getting scammed or not. If you come up with any other answer that isn't scam, read it as many as times as needed until you come up with the right answer. Total scam, do not pass go. Dude, you're 22. You grew up with the internet. Why are you falling for this? Yeah, leave that to my wife's cousin who was talking to a deepfake last year. Only discovered it when the guy asked for around $10,000 to pay bail. I would have known all along. OP replies, I know, it's just been a long time for me, and due to a medical condition, I don't think as clearly anymore. It just felt nice to imagine being wanted, despite all of that, so I guess I let my feelings run rampant and take over. Your romantic feelings are in your head anyway, OP. You can play make-believe for free. You're 22. A long time isn't even possible. Have more respect for yourself than this. I'm your same age, and while I haven't had feelings like this, solely formed online, the ease and comfortability with online dating, I think, is poisonous. It shrinks our world and what we are comfortable with. I got medical crap too, 17 surgeries, but it's all mental health. The COVID crap took such a mental toll on the youth, as we really became dependent on the internet. Back off the social media. She is not real. And I make that assumption without your use of Snapchat, FaceTime, etc. Focus on yourself, bro. Get back outside and something will align. You're young as hell. And now onto the update. Hello everyone. You may remember me from yesterday, and I tried to update the post, but it ended up getting locked. So just in case it didn't update, I want to thank everyone for your prompt and unanimous response. Whether you thought it was real or not, it was. But to put everyone at ease, my bank information is safe and secure, and I have blocked her and deleted my WhatsApp and the app itself. I'm honestly debating on deleting my Instagram as well, taking a break from it, and focus on building myself back up both physically and mentally so that I can prevent this from happening in the future. Thank you so much everyone for the wake-up call that I knew I needed, but wanted to ignore out of the slim chance that it was something real. And now in the comments. To anyone reading this, please know that anyone asking for financial help so early in a relationship that you have never met and hasn't talked to you is definitely a scammer. I know people just want to be loved and try to hang on to positives of the person they may be communicating with online, but behind it all is someone who doesn't actually care about you. Even in real life, if someone is asking for money early on, avoid. And gift cards. Wait, you mean when the IRS asked me for all those iTunes gift cards, they didn't actually want to go steady? Mum's gonna be so disappointed when she finds out I'm not actually dating a government agency. Our next post is titled, "My husband wrote his ex a very sweet email the day before our wedding. I'm not sure how to feel about it." So we, female 32, male 39, have been married for a bit over a year, but we've been dating for 7. Before me, he had her, female 39. They broke up because she wanted to get married and he didn't. We share an iPad, and usually he logs out from his Gmail when he finishes, but yesterday he must have fallen asleep with the iPad because I found it under his nightstand. The iPad was on the email, dated back to the day before our wedding. He wrote how this was really happening now. It's finally dawning on him that it was really over between them. He's finally getting married and moving on. He apologized for being ready now and not at the same time as she was. He wondered how their life together would have been, and that whenever he saw her with her children, he couldn't help but feel that they could have been his if he wasn't stupid. And that made him terribly sad. He is scared of the unknown with me, even if I made him happy, and again, that he regretted that they weren't on the same stage in life. And then some goodbye talk. She didn't respond to him. I don't know what to feel now. I know the woman. She's a friend of his sister, and we meet her a lot. She's married and seems happy. I'm so jealous and I don't know what to do or say. And edit, I was curious about his proposal to me that was out of the blue since he told me that he wasn't ready yet, and suddenly he popped the question. He was very down that period, and I thought that it wasn't good between us. But when he proposed, I thought to myself that I was overthinking. I love him, so I said yes and was so happy. It happened a day after his ex got married. 2 years ago. I also remember that he was disappointed that she didn't invite him, and he told his sister, "I thought we were better friends." I'm drowning in my tears now. And now in the comments, "Oh, he is still in love with her, and I'm sorry that he asked you on her wedding day, but that should ring alarm bells." And OP replies, "I just found out now when I was scrolling her Instagram." Dang, you need to talk to him. Your brain wants answers, and it's going to drive itself mad trying to solve it. It is suspicious to me that the iPad was on the email. I don't know too many people that go back to reread an email that they sent over a year ago. Totally suspicious, like he still wants that life with the ex. The timing of the proposal too. He did it when he knew there was no chance with the ex at that point. I don't know how he can be present with OP when he still appears to want to relive his past life in his head. My ex was like that. He dated my best friend 3 years after our very short relationship, and due to that, we occasionally see and talk to each other. My friend was fine with it and knows everything. The signs were all there. Honestly, they only lasted long because my friend was ignoring all the signs because she loved him and wanted things to work out. OP, you need to tell him. Explain you used the iPad and it was left on his account, you weren't snooping, and tell him what you read. That you have been in turmoil since reading it has left you feeling however it is you feel. Betrayed that he felt that he had to email her, that he's reading it so recently, that you were not enough/second choice if he was reading it so recently. Angry. Is your relationship a lie? Just trying to think how I would feel. If you don't talk to him, it will only fester. If he tries to deny it at all, he's gaslighting you, and get out of Dodge. And now onto the update. Edit 2, I made a decision. Thank you very much, everyone. I went to bed and woke up to so many comments, and I appreciate you all. I'm sorry that I was being a cow in some of the comments. I just felt triggered when a loser writes how they feel sorry for women like me when they admit to attracting loser men. I guess I'm wrong. So sorry, but I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth having someone brag about having multiple exes, not over them. Anyway, pettiness aside, I have been crying all night. But when I tried to collect myself and really think about why I was crying, he wasn't even in top 10. I thought I loved him, but I guess I didn't. I cried for the years that I spent on him. I cried because I settled for him because I've invested so many years on him. I cried so much because I should have gotten out of this relationship a long time ago, but every time I thought about leaving, I thought about, I've spent too many of my best years with him not to see it through. I called my friend and asked if she wanted to take a morning walk and a coffee with me. I told her that I was leaving my husband, and her answer was, "It's about time." We talked about settling and spending years on something we knew deep down wasn't right. I told her that I thought I loved him more than this. She said it's normal to try to convince ourselves that we love someone we're stuck with. She told me that I was too young to stay in an marriage, but not young enough to waste more years on him. So I'm telling him today that I want a divorce. This email may have been a blessing in disguise, for the both of us. Thanks for listening, and have a great day. And now in the comments, I have an acquaintance who, a couple of days before her wedding, went out drinking with our college group. She got drunk and called her ex, telling him that if he had told her not to get married, she would leave her boyfriend and not get married. The ex didn't say anything. She ended up getting married and cheated on her new husband after about 3 years of marriage. I have an acquaintance who has cheated in every relationship that she's been in. 70% of them was with this one guy, her ex. She then moved to another country and eventually ended up marrying a guy, who she didn't cheat on, but then one day, ex randomly hit her up and sent a nice message saying he didn't know she was married until today, and said congratulations and good luck. She said that if he had asked her, she would have taken an international flight and slept with him. He didn't, so she's still married to her husband and has 3 kids. They have been through a lot, but I really think if the ex ever asked, she would hook up with him immediately, no matter the circumstance. I don't think she would have even gotten married if she hadn't moved internationally and put so much physical distance between her and ex. Some people are just screwed up like that. A very sweet email would have been, as I'm embarking on this new adventure with OP, I was thinking about how life takes us in different directions at different times. I wasn't proud of how I ended our relationship, but I am happy we each found the person we were supposed to be with. I'm grateful for what I've learned that made me a better partner, and wish the best for you and your husband. And even that would be pretty effing unnecessary. This wasn't sweet, it was creepy and invasive, which was exactly why the ex didn't respond or invite him to her wedding in the first place. Yeah, that was my first thought as well. Just feeling really bad for his ex for having to read that email. Did that dude ever stop before writing about his fantasies about her kids being his and think, does she really need to know this information about someone she left and presumably got over years ago? I'm sorry? He proposed to her a day after the ex got married, and he sent her an email right before they got married? What was he expecting? That the ex would come to realize, oh, I still love him. Let me blow up my family and his engagement/wedding by going back to him. Cringe. This guy is cringe. I hope OP finds someone better soon. Our next post is titled, I proposed and my girlfriend said yes on the condition that I get her a different ring first. So before I, 28 female, proposed, I spent lots of time looking online and in stores for the nicest ring that I could afford, and I ended up with a 1-carat Asher solitaire. My girlfriend, 29 female, doesn't like the ring and wants a different one. All of the ones she has shown me are bigger and more expensive than I can afford. She said she'll accept my proposal if I give her a different ring, and it can be a do-over, because she said she was also a little disappointed that I proposed at home and didn't do anything special. Truthfully, I'm kind of hurt that she cares so much about having a bigger and more expensive ring. I want her to be happy and have a ring that she likes, but she is so fixated on how small my original one was, and I really don't feel great about it. Honestly, my heart broke when she said no. Edit. As I said in my post, her complaint about the ring is that the diamond is too small. For the proposal, I recreated the exact meal she cooked for me on our second date and proposed to her on our balcony with candles around us in her favorite scent. I hope this answers the questions. And now in the comments, if she is that much of a control freak about a marriage proposal, I would hate to deal with her as a bridezilla and life partner. Then again, my husband proposed with a 1/4-carat ring, and I wasn't thrilled with him. We were both broke-ass college students, and he was making minimum wage, and the damn thing cost him at least a month's pay. I gave him grief about spending that much money on it after happily putting it on my finger, where it remains almost 19 years later. She's showing you who she is, and what matters to her. Pay attention. Exactly. She is not a good investment of time and money. Yup. I'd give her an option. She can keep the smaller, higher quality diamond, or you can return it and get her a much larger, semi-precious stone in a ring that she can customize from Etsy. Otherwise, she's going to be waiting until you are well established in your field and can afford a big, fancy diamond. That will probably be several years. Her choice. I just looked up a 1-carat Asher-cut solitaire ring. You chose a beautiful ring. F that. When she decides she wants to get married, she can propose to you then. Sounds ungrateful. First it's the ring, then it's the cars, then the house. Welcome to becoming a slave to materialism. Don't forget that time where you had just bought her a new sofa, but a week later in your American Future warehouse, and she wants something new, and you say, "We just got a new sofa last week. I'm working 2 jobs for you." And then she starts screaming and crying and drawing a scene to herself, so then you eventually go fine and buy the damn table just to shut her up from making a scene in the effing store. Then after buying that, she expects a fancy dinner and sends her plate back at least 3, maybe 4 times. Well, that was awfully specific. That doesn't sound like just incompatibility, but a nightmare. And now onto the update. I told my girlfriend if she prefers a different style of ring than the one that I got her, I could get her a different ring, because I obviously want her to love a ring that she would wear every day. I would either keep the original ring as my engagement ring, because she made it clear that she isn't getting me one herself, or I could return it and put the money towards her new ring. The ring I had bought, a 1-carat Asher solitaire, was the biggest one I could afford. Her complaint was that it was so small, and the other rings she showed me as examples of what she wanted were more expensive than I can afford. I admit it led to a few arguments because everything was above the amount I told her I can afford. She suggested I get a temporary side job to save more money. I said that it would take me a couple of years to save for what she wants, but she says if I love her, I'll find a way. I'm not opposed to another ring, but we're on opposite sides regarding the budget. The proposal was also not what she wanted. She wants a public proposal, and I misunderstood when she said she wanted something special. She didn't say public, and I didn't infer it. Now we are both aware of what she wants at least. I just want to thank everybody for the support and nice thoughts. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep the original ring and wear it as my engagement ring yet, or return it because it will barely make a dent in the amount my girlfriend wants for her ring. I don't even know how, or if, I'm going to save for another ring. Truthfully, this whole thing has put a damper on the idea of being engaged for the time being. Thanks again, everyone. And now in the comments, You still want to marry this person? Who would never buy you your own ring? Who thinks you should get another job to buy her a bigger rock? Your proposal was sweet and thoughtful. Seriously reconsider if you want to be attached to such a selfish, entitled person. This would leave an extremely sour taste in my mouth. Did anyone miss the fact that the girlfriend doesn't think OP deserves an engagement ring, but she deserves a ring way out of OP's budget? When I read that statement, I thought, what the actual F? If I were OP, I'd put the ring away and say, okay girlfriend, you propose next. Let's see how you do. This relationship is not going to end well. The selfishness alone would be a deal breaker for me. I can't imagine my partner caring for me so little. I can. I've been in a similar relationship. Absolutely miserable. Can really erode your self-confidence. Quote, would either keep the original ring as my engagement ring because she made it clear she isn't getting me one herself. Wow, that's the biggest red flag in there for me. Wants a huge ring but isn't going to reciprocate. We picked them both out together, and it was the actual proposal time that was a surprise. I pretended like I forgot her ring size and hadn't bought it yet right before we flew out to visit her childhood best friend in another state. So she wasn't expecting it then, even though I knew that's when she would want it most. Actually, that's another more minor red flag, not being on the same page for the type of proposal. Anyway guys, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought about it down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.